Ma'am, may idea po ba kayo sa premarital sex?
Oo, marami. Kung mga kasi yan ngayon, lalo na sa mga kabataan, nabagal sa TV, social media, kung ano nakikita nila, naku-curious sila. Kaya yung iba, ginatry. Kaya marami mga kabataan na ngayon, na maaga nabubuntis, saka yung iba single mom, hindi nakapagtapos. Kaya dapat talaga tuunan ng pansin ng mga magulang natin para maiwasan ang premarital sex. Hindi ko naman sinasabing masama yun. Pero hanggat maaga, dapat iwasan na. At saka itugon na lang nila yung attention nila sa pag-aaral para may magandang results.
Thank you po.
Do you have any idea about premarital sex?
Do I have any idea about it? I certainly do.
What was your point of view about it?
Well, I mean, how would you like me to answer that? I mean, I could go with a long answer. I could go with a short answer. I think it's an important part of dating.
Do you think it is ethical?
I do, and I mean, do you want me to explain why?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I think it's ethical is because it all has, well, it kind of goes back to what I was just saying, how I think it's an important part of dating. And I mean, pretty much, I mean, the whole point of dating is trying to find somebody that you want to get married to. And part of that is, well, even if it sounds a bit crass, I think a lot of the dating process kind of is like when you test drive a car before you buy it. You know, you want to make sure that you are going to be happy inside that car. And so, you know, you're going to test it out first before you get it, because, like, you know, what if you buy the car just without even knowing anything about it, and then you realize you really hate this car, you don't like how it feels inside, it's all almost messed up, it's been beat up or whatever, you know. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you're in a car that makes you happy, and, like, you know, if you're marrying somebody, you want to make sure that you're sexually compatible with them. Like, let's say you marry a guy and you wait until you marry them, those types of them, and it's your wedding night and you find out the guy has a really, really tiny penis. So tiny inside you can't even feel it at all. I mean, you're probably not going to be happy about that. You're going to feel deceived, you're going to feel let down, you're going to be disappointed. I mean, sure, there's other things you can do instead, but, I mean, you know, being that most people are, you know, have a sex drive, they don't want to have sex, and if the equipment's too small for that, I mean, that's just not really going to be an option. Or, like, let's say it's a guy that, you know, if you're letting that, you find it's really, really, really big. I mean, that's a much less likely scenario, perhaps, but, you know, it could be something where it's just going to be really uncomfortable and possibly painful. You end up not wanting to have sex very often and stuff, versus, like, maybe it's, like, somewhere in between, you want more often, whatever the case is. Or it's just different things that turn you on, or turn the guy on, whatever the case is. If he is not sexually compatible, then that's not going to lead to a very happy marriage. So, for those reasons, I would say yes, that's cool. Because, you know, it would suck if you married somebody and you know you truly love that person, but then find out you couldn't make it work because you just weren't happy.
Okay. What do you think is the main reason why people can within this kind of relationship?
The reason why they end up in a relationship where they're having sex, well, some people do it because they just don't want to be lonely, you know. Some people, you know, like, they'll just be looking for somebody to have sex with, and, I mean, you know, if that's all they want, as long as they're upfront about it, fine. As long as they want to, like, make sure the person that they're doing that with is aware of that and is okay with it. Otherwise, it's kind of messed up, but, you know, But there's those people, and there's the people that are like, actually dating somebody in order to marry them. And they're gonna have sex with them and stuff that, like I said, find out if they're compatible. And, I mean, those are basically, those are pretty much the main reason for it.
Do you think it is prevalent?
Prevalent? Like, does it happen a lot?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Do you think our society or our environment can influence us to enter this kind of relationship?
I would definitely believe so. I mean, between it was, because, previous generations, they didn't have the same, communication and stuff, the same openness as we do in our generation. People were a lot more, like, secretive about their sex lives, about their kinks, about their fetishes, about whatever. Now, I mean, we have the internet, like, everybody's on it, everybody's talking about sex, this, sex, that, or whatever, whether they think it's good, or whether they think it's bad, or evil, or immoral, or whatever. It's still one of the most talked about subjects in the world. So, and do that, when you end up with, like, sharing that much about a subject, I feel like it can definitely, affect society and how society views sex and stuff, whereas, like, it used to be this, like, secret, mystical thing that everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to get married so I can have sex, versus now it's like, you'd be more interested probably more interested in marrying for love, but, that way you already know that you're sexually compatible with that person. So I guess it's become of greater importance in society. So, which I think is actually kind of a good thing, even though I'm sure some people wouldn't agree with me on that, but I think it is a good thing, because now I think you end up with, like, greater marital satisfaction when it's somebody you already know you're physically attracted to, you're sexually compatible with, and everything else. But yeah, to make a short answer long, I do think society can affect views on it, and there's just a lot of different factors that affect each other.
What can you say, about, or what can you advise to the younger generation in case?
Well, I think the smartest thing I could advise, younger people than myself is just, be careful. Because, I mean, no matter what you tell people, you can tell them, hey, abstinence is best, or the hell like that. People are going to do what they're going to do. So I would say, like, just do it safely, because you don't want to get any kind of diseases that you can't get rid of. Ideally not getting diseases you can't get rid of either, because it's all disease stuff. So, get tested regularly.
Ano po ba ang pananaw nyo sa maagang pagtatalik or premarital sex?
Sa pananaw ko, siyempre sa maagang pagtatalik, siyempre sa bata, kung bata ka pa, dira ka makakuha isang sakit, pareho kung laganap ng sa atong bansa nga HIV, sa siya sa mga bata na mga bata pa, tapos dira ka makakuha isang sakit, tapos siyempre kung aga ka pa mag-untis, tapos nang hindi pa sa lawas mo hindi pa sila nga nang mature pa ang lawas mo, hindi pa dapat, so dira mo makuha ang magkasakit ka, hindi gid maayo subong nga panahon ang panahon hindi gid maayo sa panahon subong. Ang mga kabataan kailangan pang ma-educate sila para maiwas sila sa mga angunahang sitwasyon.
No? Meron po akong mga katanungan. Una, may idea po ba kayo tungkol sa premarital sex?
Ang premarital sex ay pagkikipagtalik ng hindi pa kayo kasal, babae at lalaki.
Ano po ba ang iyong pananaw tungkol dito?
Ang premarital sex ay ginagawa ng mga taong walang relasyon o may relasyon. Ito ay, sa pananaw ko, ito ay hindi kaaya-aya sapagkat sinusunod ko ang batas ng Diyos na makikipagtalik ka lamang sa asawa mo o sa ikinasal sa'yo.
Sa iyong palagay po, sa iyong palagay po, ito po ba ay ethical?
Ito ay etikal kapag ang dalawang tao o ito ay ginusto ng dalawang tao at walang pamimili na nangyari.
May isa pa po akong katanungan. Ito ay depende lamang po sa inyo kung gusto ninyong sagutin o hindi. Meron na po ba kayong karanasan tungkol dito?
Wala po.
Ano po ba ang inyong batayan sa pagsasabing ito ay etikal?
Ito ay etikal kapag ito ay ginusto ng dalawang tao at sa katunayan ito ay nangyayari na ngayon sa ating kinatatayuan, sa ating kinagalawan ng mundo o sa paligid natin. Ito ay nagiging normal na lang sa ibang tao sapagkat ito ay hindi rin etikal dahil batay sa sabi ng Diyos, makikipagtalik ka lamang kapag kayo ay ikinasal na.
Salamat.
Hello, magandang araw po ma'am. Ako po si Ralph Damian Abinal at magtatanong lang po ako sa inyo sa parting premarital sex. Okay lang po ba?
Opo.
Una pong katanungan, may idea po ba kayo sa premarital sex?
Meron po.
Ano pong yung idea?
Sa aking palagay po, yung premarital sex, ito yung pakikipagtalik ng dalawang taong hindi pa na ikakasal.
At sa number 2 po, ano po ang pananaw nyo sa premarital sex?
Ang pananaw ko po sa premarital sex is isang bagay na sagrado na dapat lamang ginagawa ng taong mag-asawa, ng dalawang taong mag-asawa na pinagbuklod ng Diyos.
At sa number 3 po ma'am, ethical po ba para sa inyo ang premarital sex?
Para sa akin, ang premarital sex ay hindi ethical kasi ang premarital sex ay ginagawa lamang ng taong hindi kasal, hindi binasbasan ng Diyos, at hindi pinagbuklod ng Diyos. Para po kasi sa akin, magiging makasalanan po tayo sa paningin ng Diyos at sa ating komunidad kasi gumagawa tayo ng mga bagay na dapat ginagawa lamang ng taong mag-asawa, ng mga taong mag-asawa na pinagbuklod ng Diyos. Yan lang.
At sa last and final question po ma'am, ano pong yung masasabi sa mga kabataan ngayong hinggil sa premarital sex?
Base po sa aking karanasan, ang aking masasabi sa mga kabataan sa panahon ngayon tungkol sa premarital sex, dapat hindi po tayo magpadalos-dalos sa pagdesisyon. Dapat po nating isipin at isaalang-alang kung ano ang kahahantungan ng ating pagdidesisyon base sa bugso ng ating mga damdamin. Kung kaya ba nating panagutan ang bawat mga gawain na ginagawa natin, kumbaga dapat maging mapanuri at laging kumbaga laging alalahanin ang magiging resulta ng bawat desisyon upang hindi humantong sa bagay na pagsisisihan natin sa huli. Yun lamang po, sir.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, salamat.